Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be transferring some of my seedlings into bigger pots. Now some of them don't look that great. I kind of hardened them off a little too quickly than I should have. But we're gonna thin them out, right? We're gonna thin them out, transfer them to a new pot, and I'm thinking they'll be good to go. And if I have enough time, I really want to get my raised beds finished because I already have the middle one planned out. Don't have that one planned out quite yet, but we'll figure it out. Let's see how some of my herbs are doing over here. Now see, my parsley I had started indoors and I just planted them in the little peat pots, I think they're called. I don't know. Look at how pretty the basil is looking very good. There's some rosemary right there. Let's see, right here we have thyme, basil. Now listen, you guys, that looks really nice right there. Oh my God, it's so pretty. There's some more thyme, if you can see that. And you can kind of see, I don't know if you can really tell or not, but we have some chives right here. Now listen, I'm not an expert on plants. Listen, I barely passed horticulture. I literally had to do extra credit to pass horticulture in high school my senior year. But I was screwing around a lot, so that's kind of why. If you don't know, my husband Robbie, he owns a landscaping company, so he's more knowledgeable about all of this than I am. But it's like I'm learning it myself. We're gonna have some trial, we're gonna have some errors, you know, but that'll only make us better from here on out, right? So that's the plans for today. I've got my little station set up right here, as you can see. I'm gonna finish transferring these asters. See, I don't even know how to pronounce stuff, but it's fine. It's all good. So this is where I stopped yesterday transferring these, what are they? Asters. Now, all of these containers I did not buy. Robbie has actually kept all of these from where he buys flowers and plants and stuff for a job that he's doing. So we have tons of these little pots, tons of these little trays, all sorts of different sizes. Look, I got Big Daddies right here. It's fantastic. No wasting over here. So I've got one more that I want to transfer, and let me just show you this. You see that? So basically, I'm going to take this entire thing, and I am going to put it into one of these. Like I said, the only reason that I have them in these little tiny ones is because that's how I did my seed starting to begin with. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that from now on. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can start a seed just from something like this and using the right type of dirt and whatnot. So basically in this bucket, I just have a thing of dirt. So I'm filling it up about kind of halfway. And then I have this potting mix. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. Listen, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as I go. But so far, it's been working out. I'm actually going to use a little bit of this seed starting. And then I'm going to use a little bit of a seed starting potting mix, okay? So I'm going to make a little hole. I'm going to stick this in and I'm going to fill the rest up. Now, I actually have had a little bit of experience working in a greenhouse before, actually. So, at my old job, what I did before I became like a full-time content creator and whatnot, so I used to work in what's called a Drosophila lab, which is just the fancy word for fruit flies. So that's what I did. But while working there, I also got to work in some different areas. So I got to work in packing, I got to work in the butterfly lab, and I got to work in the greenhouse. So I did learn quite a bit from there. This is what it's looking like. And I'm going to stick that right there. So now, I don't have any more asters coming up right now, so I'm going to leave just those for the time being, and I'll leave the rest of the asters in this tray, and we'll see if we have any more seeds come up. Yeah, like I said, I did get to work in the greenhouse, and that was really fun. I did learn quite a bit, and I really enjoyed it. Like, honestly, that was probably my favorite place that I worked at my old job. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking a Sharpie and popsicle stick, writing on there what it is, because let me tell y'all something. I don't know what's what. Like, I'm not one of those people that can look at something and be like, oh, that's what no. Maybe eventually we'll get there, but not no time soon. Next up, I have these carnations that I want to work on. I have done nothing with these yet. So we're actually going to have to thin some of them out first before transferring to a bigger pot. I'm definitely somebody where when I find something that I really enjoy, I go all in. So this is like all I've been thinking about. Right here we have like mini stems coming up. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to find the one that looks the strongest, and we're going to clip the other ones. I like to use these. These are actually scissors that the hospital gave us after Robbie had to get some stitches. They gave us these for me to take his stitches out. I wasn't doing that, bro. No, I can't deal with that. I was actually, fun fact, I was wanting to be an RN. I made it to be a CNA, and then I saw Robbie get stitches for the first time. I about passed out. I could deal with poop. I could deal with freaking, I couldn't deal with cleaning dentures. That was, I couldn't do that. But yeah, I saw him get those stitches one time, and I was like, I can't do this, man. I cannot do this. So I trimmed all of them because this one looks the strongest to me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it right, honestly. I think I'm doing it right. I'm just, like, I'll give you an example. See how the stem just kind of looks, like, not great on that one? Like, it's kind of white. It's not very green. I don't know. I'm just doing what I think is right. So, same process. I'm just transplanting them to these bigger pots. I did learn very quickly that you have to be careful when you are hardening off your plants, because that's why a lot of them look kind of funky. You know what I mean? They're kind of funky looking. But I'll know better for next time I harden off plants. Like, you see how this one's really just laying flat? Like, clearly I'm not going to keep that one. So we're going to snip it. And honestly, doing this is so satisfying. Y'all will have to let me know what other content you want to see farm wise. I'm down to do anything. If you have any questions, I'll answer it in the next video. But yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys other passions of mine. You know what I mean? There's more to me, man. Definitely want to bring you guys along when we start building the farm stand. I am so beyond excited for that. We've already got it planned out. And yeah, that's going to be, actually, we might start cutting the wood this weekend, I think. I'm not sure. My dad has a, I think it's called a sawmill. So literally trees that go down around here, that's literally the wood that we use. And he like cuts it up and whatnot. So, yep. I'm definitely going to have to get some more dirt for sure. If y'all are doing a garden this year, flower garden, herb garden, vegetable garden, fruit garden, let me know what you're doing. I'm curious. I have a lot of content ideas. I'm very curious as what y'all want to see though. Like, I do so much stuff. I have to keep busy. I'm a very DIY person. I love all natural stuff. Like, literally a few days ago, I just made some all natural soap. Like, would y'all like videos on that? I mean, make all natural bath salts, all natural candles, all sorts of stuff. I'm a DIY queen, okay? I love like redoing furniture and stuff like that. So y'all just will have to let me know, like, what do you want to see? I mean, do you want to see all of it? Do you want to see just canning? I mean, you know, just let me know. Let me know. I might not get too much done today because I'm definitely going to have to get some more stuff. But I will do what I can for sure. Ideally, one day, like, I mean, it's probably never going to happen, but I'd like to get at least close to it. I want to be like one of those people that like never have to go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? I want to be like the person that never has to go to the grocery store to buy produce, you know? Never have to be the person to go to the grocery store and buy meat. Because, like, here's the thing. And before anybody asks, no, we're not using the goats for meat. Those are just pets. The pigs will be processed eventually. We have cows that will be processed eventually. The cows are out yonder in the big pasture. But yeah, I do want to get some meat chickens maybe next year, and to be able to process those. I will say I have not had to buy eggs in almost 2 years maybe. So that has been absolutely incredible. I mean, hello, egg prices. Yeah, I ain't had to buy none. We got eggs out the hiney, and right now we only have 3 that are laying. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, you know what I mean though? Like, I just love the idea of knowing where your food comes from, raising and growing your food yourself. I feel like it's so rewarding. You know what I mean? Only you has touched this. You know what I mean? Only you has grew it. Only you has processed it, or, you know, whatever. You get what I'm saying. That is like my dream. I would love to know if y'all have any farm animals and whatnot. And I'm curious as to what kind of farm animals you have, if they're just hobby pets or if you know, use them for other purposes. I don't know. I feel like whenever I do like discuss like farm stuff on TikTok, because I don't talk about it much, right? Because it's a makeup page, you know. I feel like people aren't going to be interested in that stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like people are so shocked, and I don't understand why. Like, I mean, I get it because, like, I hadn't really showed that stuff, but, like, I've always been, I guess, what you would call, like, a country girl or whatever. I don't know. I've always, like, lived here, and we've always had, like, animals and cows, and we did have horses, but they're all dead. That's not funny, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't understand why people are so shocked. I don't know. I don't know. Like, when I went to LA and I was telling people, like, hey, like, we have this, and this, and they were all so shocked. Oh my God. And they were all definitely so shocked when I said, I live so far out in the country, we don't get no Uber. Like, we can't do Uber Eats, Grubhub, like, stuff like that. Like, it's, like, listen. You hear nothing. You hear literally nothing out here. Literally nothing. Like, that's how far out we are. So no, we can't just order some food online and have it delivered to us. No. But people are just so shocked about that. And it's like, I personally, if you want to live in the city, great for you, not my thing. You know? Like, when we went to Vegas and it was just freaking loudness constantly, I don't think I could do that. Like, no, I know I couldn't do that. Like, it's nice to visit. Like, I love visiting places. I love visiting cities and stuff. But to be there for, like, more than a week, absolutely not. I would go crazy. Like, I'm just used to this silence, and the only thing you hear is nature. You know what I mean? Wow, I am jibber-jabbering like a momo. Okay, I think that's all the carnations I'm going to do for right now. You know what's been, like, the hardest part about, like, getting all, like, doing all this gardening and whatnot is, like, learning what needs what. Like, that's the hardest part. Like, some prefer drier, some prefer super wet, some prefer less sun, some prefer all the sun. Like, that's been, like, the hardest part. And, like, planning out the beds is, like, also hard because you don't want to have something super tall right here, something short, and then something super tall. So you gotta know, like, the heights. Like, that's the hardest part for me. That's what I have transferred to the bigger pots so far. I just gave them a little drink of water. And now we're gonna go water these beds because they're a little dry. They're a little dry. For example, like, having to know what needs to go where, like the peppermint, apparently it spreads like a wildfire, and so you want to put it in its own pot or it'll take over the entire bed. Like, who would have known if I wouldn't have looked it up? You know what I mean? Watch none of this come up. Oh man. I know rosemary prefers drier, but basil likes to be super wet. And my goofy self planted them in the same bed, so. But it's okay, I have really good draining soil, so I think it'll be alright. I think. Alright, because I keep avoiding it, we're going to go ahead and do the big bed. Alright, so for this I have the Snapdragon large mix. I have some Cape Daisies. I have the Snapdragon Tetra Mix. I have Baby's Breath. And I have more Baby's Breath. Now, if you are wanting to start your own garden, when you purchase seeds, it'll tell you on the back all the information you need to know. It'll show like your light requirements. So all of these are full sun. It'll show you how spaced they need to be. It'll tell you the soil temperature it needs to be, so on and so forth. It says the height that the plant gets. So if you're wanting to get into this, just read the backs. Now, I'm kind of thinking of it as sourdough bread, right? Like everyone makes it seem like sourdough bread is so hard. I make sourdough. And I follow like barely any rules. So I kind of feel like gardening's the same way, but we'll see. Y'all will have to see with me. So let me show you my layout. This is what I was thinking about doing, right? So I want to go down the center like so, but like the large mix is just going to be in the center, but this is going to be on this side and this side. This side and this side. I'll tell y'all what, it's done hard out here. What did I just say? It's gosh darn hot out here. I don't even know what I just said. These are, I'll have to look, but I'm pretty sure they're 1/16 of an inch. Yeah, planting depth. So you're barely going to want to have it covered with dirt. I want to go right down the center here. So what I'm going to do, usually I just use my finger, but clearly I'm not going to be able to reach that well. I'm going to do this right here. Little line, see that? You know what, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and do my other lines as well. Ooh, we're going to have to give this a good water. It is bone dry. Drier than my sense of humor. Am I right? I hope my setup makes sense. Does it make sense? I hope. Y'all gonna have to stick around because I don't know if this stuff's gonna grow. Oh man. I'm being for real though. Starting with my Snapdragon large mix, it says these get to 30 to 48 inches tall. That is going to be the tallest one in the bed, so that's why I am putting it in the middle. I'm just kind of, you know what I mean? Like I'm not, it's probably not the right thing to do, but it's what I'm doing anyways. Like I said, I will thin it out later on if needed, but these things are so teeny tiny, I can't even see where I put them, you know what I mean? So does it really matter that much? Probably, but I don't care. I do really enjoy watching people do that chaos gardening and just seeing what it looks like. I look like I'm taking a big dump. Take my little popsicle stick that I broke in half. I'm just gonna write on there what it is. And I'm gonna stick it right on the little row that I made for it. Beautiful, gorgeous. Row number 1 done. Only 8 more to go. Next, I'm gonna do the Snapdragon Tetra Mix. Oh, seeds are so small. Daggone bugs. And to the other side. Let me know in the comments if you think this stuff's gonna come up or not. I'm kind of like 50-50. I'm like, I always wing stuff and it turns out, so I'm thinking this will be the same way, but like also what if it ain't? All right, I believe that's good. Next up is the Cape Daisies, which I'm very excited about. Oh, these are big seeds, see? I'm shaky because I haven't ate and I'm hot. So these I can actually space out pretty well because they ain't freaking the size of a piece of pepper, you know what I mean? The last two we have to do are these baby breaths. So we have the white and the pink. Let me get that done because I am sweating bullets and I'll be right back. So I got all of my seeds planted and whatnot. Now since they all require like 1/16 of an inch like depth, I don't want to put dirt straight directly over it. So what I'm going to do is kind of how I spread the seeds. I'm going to spread some of this topsoil stuff that I was using in the pots. Let me show you this right here. I just want to, it just needs a little sprinkle, you know? So I'm literally just gonna go down the row, sprinkle it right on top, like so. You don't want to cover it because seeds need light to germinate, most seeds. I mean, it makes sense to me. Is that right? I don't know. But it makes sense to me. So that's what I'm doing. I'll do this right here, look at that. Oh, that works. Yeah. Why didn't I do that to begin with? Yeah, look at there. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Now, I'm just gonna take my watering can, water it down a little bit, you know. We can always smooth it out later once we get some little buds or whatever popping up. All right, y'all, that is it. Now, hopefully with a little bit of patience and a whole lot of luck, we'll see some sprouts start to come up soon. Yep. All right, come on, you can do this. All right, y'all, that is gonna be it for today's video because I am out of the fancy dirt. So I'm gonna have to get some more. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what else you want to see. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this, whatever time it is. All right, toodles, bye.